Welcome everybody, it's RustyMoney here. This is a channel full of live streams, challenges, let's plays, and more. So I hope you enjoy this next creation. Welcome back to the channel everybody. It's your friend RustyMoney here. This is now the third episode of this great challenge created by our friend Farmer Donkey. But we are on the way to the store to make a new purchase and also pay our fees for the month of September. I hope you enjoyed how I started this challenge as well as episode 2. Alright, let's get the truck parked here so we can, buy some new stuff. Alright, let's go into the store. Alright, first off, we're going to take care of our fee for September. And we're going to lease and return that same trailer, I think. So we'll lease this for $257, which will subtract that amount off of my balance of $13,950 right now. And we will then return that back to the store. Okay, now we're going to buy a new piece of equipment here. Find the trigger. The trigger is hard to find here without turning the help window on. There we go. Alright, we're going to go down here to cultivators and we're going to purchase this one right here, I think. I've never used this mod, so we'll see how it works. We can change the color, so let's change that to red. And let's change this to black. And let's buy this for $950. It only requires 20 horsepower and is 4 meters wide. Alright, well now you're probably asking yourself, how in the world is your friend RustyMoney gonna get that back to the farm with the truck? Well, that is easy, everybody. Alright, Donkey, remember, Farmer Donkey told us not to forget to attach our rear end. Well, we got our rear end attached, which is very helpful as well, everybody. You just sit back and watch. But right now, everybody, the reason we have this money up to what it is at when we started this episode here is because I think I did about 4 contracts off camera. And there you go. See, we can pick it up with our little device and get it back to the farm. Well, yeah, I did 4 contracts off camera, everybody, and got that money up a little bit. So now you should see those screenshots of those totals from those contracts right now. Alright, well, let's get this back over to the farm and we're gonna hook it up to our tractor and we're gonna go, do a cultivating contract. Or better yet, we could load the tractor and then get to that contract by, following the purpose of this challenge, which is transporting our equipment to and from contracts instead of just taking advantage of the roadways and paying the fine so you could drive on the roadways. We're gonna go do a nice cultivating contract. There is a really nice fertilizing contract available for like 8,000. It's going to take some time. We're probably going to have to buy another bag of fertilizer in order to finish that contract, but We might get that done here in this episode if that contract is still available by the time we complete this contract, but we could go ahead and accept the fertilizing contract to make sure that we get the opportunity to do it. So let's go ahead and maybe we will go ahead and just accept the fertilizing contract as well. But let's get our tractor loaded up on our truck here. We're gonna drop our cultivator here. We'll drop our rear. We're gonna load up our tractor. Oops, okay, we gotta bring up the help window, everybody, because it's a cycle to get through all the selections to get to the ramps. Alright, so tip side left is what we're on now. There is tip side right, tip side back, tip side all, and tip side wooden ramps. Okay, we're on that now, so let's open up. We'll shut the truck off and let's load up our nice little tractor that our friend Farm Sim Snowy sent us over here to use. We technically probably could load the old cultivator on the tractor, but we'll leave it off of the tractor for right now. Okay. The old tractor is loaded. Let's strap her in. Let's fold up our ramps and let's attach our rear end and our cultivator. Well, there we go. Make sure we got our tractor strapped in. Alright, now we are gonna take a look at our contracts and accept a couple. Okay, contracts. We'll do this cultivating contract for just over 3,000 right here, so let's accept that. We'll go ahead and we will accept this large fertilizing contract so we don't lose the option. We'll take that and we'll go with that for right now. First, we got to go to the cultivating contract over on field 3. Where's field 3 at? Oh, clear down in the corner. So how do we, what's the best way to get there? We might want to just go out this way. Let's go in eagle eye view. Is that the contract right there? Actually, it might be right there at one of these. Field. Oh, yeah, okay. So we need to come up through Farmer Donkey's property. Alright, so we do want to go out this way. I have to remember we're playing with crop destruction too. Grass, it's not gonna hurt, but other crops, when we get our fields yeah, we're gonna have to pay attention to that, because I usually do not like playing with crop destruction on. Alright, we need to go through Farmer Donkey's property here. And I think we go just on over here then. And we gotta cultivate, I think, this field here. Yeah, it's this field here, everybody. Let's find a good spot to unload. Let's climb the hill here. Man, this is a nice climb. We'll get parked out of the way over here. Let's unload the cultivator. We'll detach our rear end. Well, we might not have to, actually. Whoa. We got to go through all of this again to get to the ramps. I think we'll be okay. We can get the tractor off of there, I think, without getting rid of our rear end. Alright, let's get off there. Okay, sweet. Now I don't know, we might have wanted the tractor weight, but I don't think we'll need it. We'll find out here. I think we're okay. Now I think we can leave that. Let's put it up. Let's go ahead and close it up so we don't run into any issues. We're gonna disconnect and leave it there. All right, let's get on this cultivating contract, everybody. See how well this new cultivator works with our tractor. We could put a worker on it too if we wanted to, but you know, I like to do things myself, so we'll leave it alone. Alright, let's put her down and let's roll out. You don't have access to this land. What? Okay. That seems to be a problem. Oh, this is the fertilizing. Oh my goodness, Rusty. Oh my goodness. Am I... Oh, you guys. You probably all were just laughing at me there. What in the world was I thinking? Why did I think that was a cultivating contract? That's the fertilizing contract. Now we need to go over to the cultivating contract. Let's just leave the tractor and cultivator hooked up to each other. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll still be able to load the tractor on and shut the gate on the tractor. It's gonna be close. We'll find out here. Okay. We'll shut that. Start her up, strap her in. Let's close it up. Okay, sweet. We're okay. We are okay. Let's get our rear end though. Don't want to forget it here. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe, everybody, I did that in front of you all here creating content. I've been playing this great game of farming simulator since FS19, and here I am being the idiotic farmer trying to put a cultivator through a fertilizing contract. Well, we need to go to the actual cultivating contract. That might be helpful. Alright, let's get on out of this property. Now we know where we're going. Whoa! Yeah, see, you gotta learn to slow down for those gates. Good thing there's not collisions, or we would have a bunch of front end damage to our truck if there was collisions. Better take it slow around that corner with our heavy weight towards the top, you know. It'd be like high center weighted, overweight. No, it could be pretty tippy because of our high center weight. Alright, the cultivating contract's just over here, kind of where we did one of our off-camera fertilizing contracts up here. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I did that. Slap me across the face. More like, here's your sign, Rusty, across my forehead. What was I thinking? Alright. This is more like it. More like it. Yeah, that field right there. Now, how do we get into that field? Are we in the wrong place to get into that field? Oh, wow. You can't get into that field from here. We must have to go a different route, so we can't drive through there. That don't open. We must have to go down by like the pig farm to get into that field. That's the one we need there. Looks like it was a wheat or barley field that went bad. I'm recording the beginning of this episode over my lunch hour, everybody, on Tuesday. So you'll see this episode on the following week. Probably on Monday morning. Alright, can we get into it from here? Oh yeah, right here, sweet. We even got a little road here we can unload on, perfect. Let's just unload right here. We'll open her. Oh my goodness, we don't want to tip it out. Man, why doesn't it stay on the one thing? So we don't gotta select it every time. Alright, let's get in the tractor. Come on, get me into the tractor, not the truck. There we go. We're in the tractor. Oops, had my front 3-point arms going through my cab of my truck. Good thing there wasn't any collisions, and good thing I didn't get stabbed in the back of the head. Okay, let's properly shut this up. We'll move it off the roadway here a little bit. We'll detach our rear end just so we don't run into any problems. We'll get to working on the cultivating contract now with the cultivator. Not our cultivator on a fertilizing contract, Rusty. Here we go. That is much better. Now we have access to the land, everybody. How about that? That's better. We can shut off that help window for a little bit in our mini map. Let's do that real quick. There, that's better. Yeah, so I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing fair to medium well, I guess. Been, trying to take care of Mrs. Money. She's been pretty sick, but she did go back to work today, here on Tuesday now, and she's got a long afternoon though, so I'm afraid when she gets home she's gonna be pretty exhausted. She's got a meeting at the church tonight as well. And she starts her new job on Monday, everybody. She took a new position at our hospital. So she has been working in the kitchen at our hospital here. And our hospital in our community is a pretty good sized hospital for a town of 1,800 people. This is the community I live in is known as what you would call like the county seat of your county. Like the capital of your county, if you will, to better describe it for you maybe. So she's worked in the kitchen as a cook with her mother for several years now. It's been a long time she's been working in the kitchen, and she, you know, over the last few years has had a knee replacement, and then she had plantar fasciitis, however you say that correctly, surgery on one of her feet, I should say, and she's still been dealing with pain, so we're gonna be taking her to another doctor, I think, for another opinion to see what might be going on, or whatever. Yeah. So in the midst of all that, since our last surgery on her foot, she has decided to apply for different positions inside the hospital where she's not on her feet so much. So she, yeah, finally, everybody, she's been trying for a while to get a different position somewhere, and yeah, she's gonna be like the receptionist in the specialty clinic at our local hospital. So like when patients come in to get their knee replacements done out of town, or other special, you know, things that a person might need done, she'll be the receptionist for that clinic side of the hospital. She's pretty excited. She'll be really good at it because she used to work at an eye doctor's office here in town for a while too, and that was part of her position there at the eye doctor, was receptionist and a bunch of other duties. But yeah, she starts that on Monday. So her very first day on the job is probably when you're gonna see this episode, everybody. So I hope you can continue to enjoy the series, and you know, don't get too disturbed by my mistakes like I just did trying to cultivate a fertilizing contract. Yeah, so hope you stick around and enjoy the channel and this challenge by our friend Farmer Donkey here on Drumard Farm by our friend Cavalier Roy. I'm looking really forward to kind of working through this challenge, everybody, here on this great map. It's going to be fun because I'm going to get to utilize a lot of small equipment, and I love small equipment farming. Yeah, I'm probably even going to maybe challenge myself, which I didn't put it in the rules. I had thought about it and didn't think about it until now again, but even challenge myself to 6 meters wide or less. Can't have anything bigger than 6 meters wide. We'll see though. We'll see how it works. There's some tiny places here, narrow places, so getting too much over 6 meters could be a little tough trying to complete your work properly on this map. But we'll see as time goes on. Would like to try and get some money here in this episode and get some wheat bought from the store and buy our first shipment of chickens, everybody. I think I'm going to maybe try and get it to where we could buy 50 to 100. Well, I don't want to buy 100 because then that's really not fair, you know. Really already have the 100 chickens. We might do like 50. Try and get 50 and then let them reproduce to get to the 100 so we can advance to the next animal. But we'll see. I might do 25, let it reproduce in, you know, increments of 25 chickens. We'll see. I'm not totally set on, you know, what we're going to do yet. I don't know how much they're going to cost. I know they don't cost very much, but I can't remember the amount of money it is to get at least, you know, 50 chickens. But we'll see. We'll see. But I think I'm gonna break here, everybody, and kind of do this contract, I think, in a jump cut, everybody. Bring you back for the finish of this contract, because I see here my recording time, I need to get back to work. So we'll be back with you for the remainder of this episode, everybody. For me, it'll be a little bit. For you, it'll be a couple of seconds. We'll see you then. Well, everybody, I got that cultivating contract done. So let's collect on that contract. $3,318. Now we're going to do this fertilizing contract for $8,436. So let's get to that. Our money is up to now 16,061, and I'm also going to do something I don't usually do, everybody. All right, let's try this. Yeah, I'm not so used to it, but let's try it. Let's see here. Let's get this on so I can remember what button it is to push. Let's activate. Activate line. Okay, there we go. We are fertilizing everybody with steering assist. I don't usually use any of this stuff, and I need to start using more of it because it's part of the game. Part of what you're probably expecting to see, but I just like doing everything on my own, the difficult way. Anyway, we're now fertilizing. We're gonna have, you know, quite a bit of money after this contract we collect, and then we can potentially, you know, what? Do we can hopefully do something good with our money. Yeah, I was trying to multitask there, and multitasking and chatting, I guess, don't do very good. I was just for time-wise, everybody, just enjoying a little bit of my friend Bruce's Gaming's live stream on Tossy Farm. Just before I started recording again, Mrs. Money and I believe our son is over at a meeting at church. So I'm just doing a little recording here on Tuesday night, January 13th, for all of you wonderful people. I can't thank each and every one of you for the great support to the channel. We got 1,000 liters here in this little fertilizer spreader. So it'll be interesting to see how much of this field I can get done before we have to buy a new supply of fertilizer. And we didn't start with 100% fertilizer in our little spreader either. So it'll be interesting to just see how far we can get with this. I have about 30 some minutes left of recording time. So not sure if I'm gonna do a time lapse or not, or what we're gonna do in this episode. We're just gonna continue on here. Oops, I should have started spreading when I hit the field, even though I know we have the headland to do next, but I don't know. I just have a, yeah, not used to this whole pattern thing with this steering assist, everybody, so apologies for that, but yeah, we're trying here. We got a long ways to go. Yeah, I'm gonna try, everybody, as well, and incorporate a little bit of my grandpa roleplay into this series, so I hope you don't mind. Or better yet, you know, I would love to hear some comments if you want a little grandpa roleplay voice. Maybe even a return of Mechanic Mike in this series. Mechanic Mike hasn't been back to the channel for quite a while. But man, we're almost halfway across this field and we still got like 56% in our little spreader. This little spreader is amazing, everybody. It's one of my favorite little fertilizer mods in the All Platforms mod hub. It is. We can show you in the store here just really quick when we get to the other end of this field. Show you what mod this is. All right, let's get turned around and we'll show you quick which one this is. Okay, we need to be right here. All right, let's stop for just a second. So if we go to my mods, it is this mod right here. The Lizard PS15. So you have the trailed version and then just your regular like 3-point version that's not on a trailer. So you got two different options here, and you can go from 600 liters up to 1500 liters. Works well, and you can operate these two spreaders at 12 mile an hour as well. So that is that. A little shout out to my good friend Chics R Farming as well, everybody. One of our wonderful viewers, as well as everybody else here too. But thank you, Chics R Farming, for your kind comment on this video regarding you know, the mix-up, if you will, or the change-up of mods for this series. I hope I have intrigued other people, just like our friend Chics R Farming, or Chics R Painting, I should say, because he's not making farming simulator content no more, so apologies for that, but it's Chics R Painting. Yeah, I hope I inspire some of you other people here with some of the mods that I'm going to try and use in this series. I have installed quite a few new mods to my channel for this series, as well as hopefully implementing mods that I've had installed for quite a while that I haven't used yet. So you probably will see quite a bit of, hopefully, new items in this series. Now, I've used this spreader before, but I have never used this tractor. And I've always wanted to use this tractor ever since it came out originally in FS25. But I never got around to finding a particular series for my channel where I wanted to implement this tractor. Now, as for the truck we're using, I've never used that truck mod either. I used a very similar truck like the one we have here in FS25, but I used it clear back, I believe, in like FS19 maybe, but I can't remember what map it was I used it on. I want to say it was like the Old Stream Farm maybe, so a very long time ago on my channel. What other mod? Let's see. What other mod here? That cultivator. The cultivator I was working with on the contract. I've never used that mod either. I've had it installed because I think it's actually one of the mods that I can't get rid of, because I think it's one of the mods that we have the option for on the competitive multiplayer one-tile challenge on farmlands with my good friends Zorch Farming and Crustu Farms. And the blade that you haven't seen me use yet is very unique if you've never installed the mod before. So we will be showing you that mod as well. The blade that you saw me have back at the farm in the very first episode of this series. And then, what else do we got? The utility transport trailer that I am using. I've never used it either. I tried to incorporate it on a series, but I didn't like how it hooked up to what I was trying to use. But thankfully now with the Unihide mod, which some people know as what another modder called it in FS19 and 22 is the front lifter, which is the mod that we are connecting to our truck in this series, but it's called the Unihide by a different modder in FS25. So that is the one that you know, we're utilizing here because of the trailer. Now the bale trailer is one of my favorite bale trailers for FS25, and I've used it before, so it's not new to this series. The baler, the little baler that we're using right now, I've never used before. So totally new for this series as well. What else can I think of? I've never played on this map before either. I have looked at this map actually in FS17. I think you've probably heard me say that I have FS17 on my PlayStation 5, but I've never played it. Well, what I mean by never played it is I've been on it long enough to look at a couple of maps, but I've never done any farming. I just loaded in a couple of maps and took a look and immediately went back to like playing FS25. But I do need to get myself to experience 17. Now this is probably going to sound really unusual. I shouldn't say unusual, but maybe something that you've never even thought maybe I would consider. But I have often thought about doing some kind of throwback series, but I just don't know how it would do, how it be received. But there is some maps back on even FS19 that I never got to play that I would love to play. There's also several, and I mean several maps in FS22 that I never got to play either that I would really enjoy, I believe, playing here now. So, I don't know. I've thought about it. We've got like 150 some liters left, everybody. We might be able to actually finish this contract with this little spreader. I can't believe this. That's why I say this little spreader is amazing, everybody. I don't think it uses as much product out of it as what some of the little spreaders actually do. So what you do put in here for either 600 liters or even the 1500 liters, the maximum amount, I think you actually, you get a good return off of your investment, if you will. We're going to use a little bit here as we're trying to climb the hill here, but I don't know, it's going to be really close to finishing this contract before we run out of fertilizer, which is I just find that really, really pleasing. The 98% on the contract, 46% on the spreader. Well, there we go, or I mean 42 liters. We finished it, everybody. We completed the contract, and we got 2% left in our fertilizer spreader. We only got 42 liters of fertilizer. All right, let's go ahead and collect on this contract. All right, collect on this contract, $8,436. Sweet. We got $24,498. That is awesome. All right, well, we're going to get this hooked back up, everybody, and taken back to the farm. We're going to meet you at the store, and we're going to get some chickens, I think. We're going to get some chickens started with our money here. So I think I'll go ahead and maybe pick up a couple of pallets, maybe, of wheat for our chickens, or yeah, we'll see here. Get this back on the truck. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. All right. Close her up, strap her in. We will see you back at the store, everybody, I believe. So we'll see you there. All right, we're back at the store here, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get a couple of things for our farm. First off, what we're going to get is we're going to get some, we're going to get some wheat for chickens. Let's see. Oh, that's gonna cost a little bit of money, ain't it, everybody? 1,000 liters for 1,500. Okay, I think I got another mod installed. 600 for 600. 6 and 6 is 1,200. Okay, so okay, let's get this. We're just gonna get this here. Let's get we'll get 3 pallets, 3,000 liters for right now. Let's do that. Buy. Let's see. Let's think about this here. Actually, let's get 4. Then we don't have to worry about feeding them right away, I don't think. For a little while anyway, for maybe another day or so. So let's go ahead and get 4, $6,000. Let's buy this. Okay, and then we're going to get some fertilizer to take back to our farm, and let's get 2 pallets of that. That's another 3,840. Okay, I think that'll do for right now. Now, used sales, everybody. Look at this. There's a couple of nice tractors in there, but we just don't quite have the money. Yeah. So we're going to pass on those. But let's get this stuff loaded up and over to our farm so we can buy some chickens. Get these on here. Okay, we got that on there. Let's strap that in. Let's get this into our truck, and this is gonna also dump into our truck. Oh yeah, we don't have that. We got the bale trailer, I think. That's right. So it's not gonna hold the capacity, I don't believe. So that is okay. We can customize that back at the farm. We'll throw these in here. Let's get that pushed back. Get this one in here. Oh, come on. Won't fit in there real good. Okay, let's get this on here then. They'll fit on there. Just not wide enough for two of them really side by side in the truck, I don't think. Very well. Ah, yeah. It's not enough room. Okay, let's let that be. All right, let's get this. Let's strap the truck down. We'll need to strap the trailer. All right, let's get over to the farm and buy some chickens. Now we got $14,658. It is lunchtime here in September. We're like right at about 12 bells, 12 p.m. lunchtime. We'll see how many chickens we can buy. Man, it'd be nice to buy. I'm gonna buy 50 chickens, everybody. There was no limitation on how many we had to buy to start with, so I think we're gonna go right for it. We're gonna buy 50. And we'll let those 50 reproduce into another 50 for 100. We'll see what it's going to cost us, though. We can survive off of our grass fields for right now. We can be like a hay company, a baling company for right now. Until we get more money for more equipment to get crops in the ground properly. We actually should try and get some wheat or barley in the ground, but I don't know if we're going to be able to afford that yet. We're going to need some more money from contracts. Alright, let's get this done, everybody. Let's unstrap the trailer and unstrap the truck. Oh, let's shut it off. Let's get some chickens. Okay. Some chickens. No husbandry. Yeah, we know. Let's see. Where's the trigger at for buying? There we go. That's what we want. 531 is the total we can have here. So let's get 50 chickens. Whoa, I just don't want to buy one. Forgot to increase that. Let's see what 50 is going to cost us. I think we'll be able to afford it, everybody. It's not going to be as bad as I thought. Let's get 50 chickens. 2,750. Nice. For 50 chickens. Buy. Okay, and because there's that oddball number for this pasture, we're going to get ourselves a rooster. One rooster. Buy. All right, now let's see what our feed does here. How much? Okay, come on. Get my... Let me have my pallet. Thank you. There we go. Let's drop it. Yeah, I know. I'm using a cheater. A liftable pallet mod, everybody, but it's just one that I can't get rid of. Cannot let myself use it. We're gonna use it in this series, at least this one. Alright, we got that in there. Let's get our other pallet here. Put some more feed in there. Those chickens are making some good noise, sounding like chickens. At least we don't have to worry about getting tenderized chicken on this farm. They're trapped in a pen. So they can't run around and we can't accidentally, you know, run them over. My little inside joke, or little funny, I guess. You know, when the chickens are running around and you got to drive through the yard. Oops, didn't mean to tenderize that chicken. All right, let's see what this is going to do to the feed meter. I have a feeling it's not going to be very much, because I have a feeling the feed meter on this is probably pretty decent. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, well, at least we're in the green, but I'm going to say that I don't know what the capacity of feed is here, but I'm going to guess it's somewhere around maybe around 40,000 or so. I mean, yeah, I don't know, maybe 50,000? We're barely even we might be a quarter length of the bar, maybe. Maybe not. All right, there we go, everybody. We got chickens, but I think that is going to conclude this episode, everybody. Again, I'm probably going to do some contracts off camera, and in the next episode will be probably in October. So, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and please make sure you drop me a tasty treat on that like button, which is better known by myself as a cop battery and by you all people as Delicious Donut. Don't forget to leave us a comment in the comment section, and please share a box of donuts with all your friends and family by sharing the videos and the live streams from the channel. But for myself, RustyMoney, we will see you on the flip side. Have a good one. Thank you, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and comment.